Hello and welcome to Sonoma Parenting 101. Today I will talk about botany in the primary Montessori classroom. You'll find the PDF materials at Montessori Curriculum 101, and of course it is in the category botany. There are 5 different subjects: the tree, the flower and flower arranging, the bean sprout, the leaf, and the parts of the plant we eat. Now, I'm going to say a few general things that you get in any of the PDFs, and then I will say some things that are Montessori principles or basics, and then I'll talk a little bit about each subject. Each PDF has a variety of vocabulary in print and cursive that is of course relevant to the subject. There are several pages for artwork. If you're interested in making 3-part cards, you can definitely do that. You can make a name card, a mute card, and a label for your presentations. That is actually a very nice and attractive thing to do. Follow the principle of irresistibly beautiful. When you prepare your materials and anything in the classroom or at home, whether it is a presentation or it is an activity, make it as attractive as possible. So you have the vocabulary and the artwork. There are of course facts about the subject and practical applications. There are sample pages and suggestions. There are songs and poems, and I selected a variety of books that are relevant to each subject. And the books are useful both for further study, but also for story time. And with every material, every concept that we present to the child or the children, please keep in mind to make a lot of repetition available, not only on that day or that week, but as they grow and develop, maybe in 6 months and maybe next year. So one of the core principles is to present something from the concrete to the abstract. Now let's say the tree, the plant, or the flower. We have the real flowers in the classroom, and with the tree and the flower, we introduce the 4 basic parts of each. And so we'll take it apart and we lay the petals and the calyx and the pistil and the stamen and so forth out, the roots. And the children can explore and discover, they can manipulate the real plant or flower as much as they need to. A little bit more abstract would be puzzles, to have puzzles available of whatever concept it may be. And then the papers that you get in the PDF and that you use for your presentations and for the children to do, that is more abstract. So from concrete to the abstract with any concept, keep that in mind, please. We'll start top to bottom, left to right. So if I present something to the children from their point of view, I start at the top left corner of the table or the rug and I move over to the right. And then I start the next row underneath, left to right, and so forth. So top to bottom, left to right. And preferably, we either speak or we do and act. For the children, it is much better for their sensory intake to listen to our voices and to really concentrate on that information, or to watch us move and act and move around. So let's talk about the 5 different subjects. The first one is the tree and the plant, and the second is the flower. So this is a sample page of the tree, and this is a sample page of the flower. Now they're both in the presentation very similar. They both have 4 basic parts. You have, of course, the blank templates available in every PDF, and you can keep it very basic and simple depending on the age of the child, or you can bring in more further study. You can bring in a lot of varieties of flowers or plants, and depending on how old the child is, you can take it very far. The third subject that I chose is the bean sprout. And that's just a really fun activity to do with the children. I'm going to show you a page that is available that just has a lot of vocabulary available. With the bean sprout, there are also pages for keeping record or keeping a diary. There are the 4 stages of germination. And then the leaves are just a beautiful, beautiful subject. The many, many different shapes of leaves, the vocabulary for that, how leaves change with the seasons, what we can do with leaves. They string leaves, they rub leaves, they rake leaves, they sort them, they press them. Leaves are very, very attractive. And with that activity, I also introduce the push pin activity. Now the push pin, where we have a needle and we perforate paper so that we have leaf shapes, or I also added the acorn to that, and they can make collages. Very attractive. This is one of the sample pages that you find in the leaf package. Now now the PDFs have gotten quite a bit larger. And the last one, the parts of the plant we eat, this is a sample page for the roots. That one is just under 70 pages. So in that PDF, I kept it very basic, and you can take it as far as you want to go with for further study, but it talks about roots that we eat, stems, leaves, flowers, fruits, and seeds. And there is a lot of vocabulary, both print and cursive. So you can use it just for matching or for tracing, for copying, for reading and writing. And it is fascinating to really study the different parts of the plant that we eat, and sometimes that we don't eat. Sometimes it's even poisonous. So this PDF, although it's fairly large, it really is just the foundation to dive into gardening, nutrition, and what we eat and how we prepare it. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope whether you're at home or you're at school, that you make use of these materials, repeat them with your children, study them, discover things together, go from the concrete to the more abstract. And I thank you very much for watching. Take good care. Until next time.